And we are back with more Elden Ring. Last time we left off, we finally took down Morgott, the Veiled Monarch, I want to say was his nickname. And yeah, we've opened up a couple of different things. We did find where the Three Fingers probably is, but we are sealed from actually getting any further there. And we also now have access to the north part of the continent. I'm assuming the door is still sealed, right? It's always one of those things that you want to double check upon coming back. Alright, that's still sealed. And yeah, so I was thinking about order of priority here. And I think how we're going to tackle things. Now that kind of the game is probably, I don't want to say in its final stretch, there's still plenty more of the game to go. You can kind of see the vague outlines basically of the continent here. We obviously have... Wait, where was it? Somewhere around here is a floating, like, city in the sky that we've come across before. For a second I thought this was something unique, but no. And yeah, so I think what we'll do is we are going to go ahead and head east, try and at least get to our Volcano Manor target, take that out, go back to Volcano Manor, actually wrap all that up and take out Riker, and then we are going to join up with the Three Fingers and then do DLC and then push north. So I think that's how we should kind of tackle things. I don't want to do the DLC last because I want to have at least some of the DLC stuff to play around with in the rest of the actual game. So that's what kind of the DLCs before finishing off all the northern part of the continent here. And speaking of finishing off, or not finishing off, joining the Three Fingers, so I did look up, like, thankfully, in a non-spoiler way. I know I was playing with proverbial fire here, but boy, if that's not the Three Fingers in general, about what happened to our Three-Finger Maiden, who last time we saw her was around here. Because, like, she's not, obviously, here in the Frenzy area of, like, you know, deep underground, the Frenzied Flame prescription. And yeah, so I did get her next destination, which hopefully will shed light on then maybe where she'll go next. But she should be... I think it was the Bellum Church? It was somewhere basically here in northern things. Like, she has been moving upwards. So yeah, so let's see if she's there and see if we can't point her in the proper direction. There we go, she is here. Excellent.
Oh, hello. Is that you over there? Have you ever heard of fingerprint grapes? They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers. I would truly love to try one. The distant light seems far closer than before, but I can't sense a thing from the usual grapes anymore. Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad.
I didn't realize we actually have one, but alright, give a fingerprint grape.
Oh. Oh. A fingerprint grape. Tried and true. What a wondrous thing. A fingerprint grape. Oh. How sweet. Yet, how it burns. Thank you. I've composed myself again. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I'm sure I'll be a finger maiden.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sure I'll be a...
No clue on where she's going next. Like I said, I was able to avoid spoilers. I just basically looked up the location she would be after, like, the Gatetown Bridge. So she could be making her way north, maybe already at the Frenzy Flame prescription, but I kind of feel that, like I said, we're gonna pump the brakes on joining the Three Fingers right away, since it does seem that our maiden leading us up here is potentially going to be angry at us if we do join up with that. And she did give us the operating thing for the lift here, so we want to be on her good side until we kind of get past the lift, take out our target, and then also because Volcano Manor might potentially get angry depending on what joining the Three Fingers entails. We'll kind of do that, and then join Three Fingers. So, alright, let's see here. That's Forsaken Depths. Yeah, so let's go... Boy, I'm trying to think of what the closest teleport point is here. I think it'd be the Avenue Balcony. I guess technically it would probably be the elevator near Bach, but I think... I mean, I think this is about an equal distance. Because, yeah, there shouldn't be really anyone on the road from here to the door heading east to the north. Because, yeah, had we gone to the Bach teleport point... Actually... Okay, so yeah, Bach's still seemingly there. I'm sad that, the Eiji is dead. Well, actually... Pardon me, kind of wants to go back and check with Gold Mask, but let's try to get to a spot of grace past where we were kind of, like, closed off from before. Well... No, actually, you know what? I've changed my mind. We are actually going to go and try and... Yeah, I think the West Capitol Rampart is what we want. We're going to go try and meet up with Gold Mask, see if he has any dialogue now that we've gotten further, like, past Morgott. And then we'll leave. The reason being that I feel like if I leave the capital going in the proper story direction, that might cause Gold Mask and crew to, like, move on. If they haven't already done so. So it's like, if there is an update to them, but it's only available for, like, you know, post-Morgott, pre-going east, I want to try and, like, do that now. Also, now think about it, we know better that we don't really need to fight this guy. We can just kind of go up here. There we go. And this should also lead up okay if I remember. Do I remember correctly? Yes, I do. But yeah, kind of curious if any updates with these two.
Ah, you appear to be doing well. Very good. Well then, would you...
Okay, seemingly not. Alright. So they are static. Sorry. Now we can head west, or east, not west. I mean, eventually we'll head west, because that's where Volcano Manor is. But yes, we need to first try and see what happens if we kind of beat our last target. Given the fact that the last target isn't accessible until Morgott's defeated, despite the fact that you kind of pass by Volcano Manor, like, prior to all of that, it really makes me wonder if... I mean, my guess is still that doing this last task, we might get, like, a royal audience with Riker himself as kind of a reward. And maybe that just, like, kind of skips us right to Riker, and then we can kind of beat him, claim this greater rune. But I still want to do kind of the seemingly dungeon that is Volcano Manor itself, though. Okay, cool. That didn't actually get their attention, but we are gonna run into these guys. Okay, Beast Blood. Anyway, didn't really look around here for treasure the last time we were here, since we were in a bit of a hurry to kind of, like, get a few things off the old bucket list. Alright, take out the dogs from a distance. Get a bit closer. There we go. I hear plenty of, like, scraping, biting goopiness. Also Golden Rune 9. And let's see... Yeah, I think. Take out both these guys from a distance. Mainly because that guy's a flyer, so if we get a bit closer, then he might take to the air, making it a bit more hard. Alright, Lightning Proof Dried Liver. Beast Blood. Okay, what do we have over here? I mean, seemingly nothing, but... all because it's laying down on the ground. Ooh, it's a bit more bulky than, Alright. Uh-oh. Oof. Ah! Alright, fine, I got a full heal off. More trouble than that was worth. There we go. Alright, perfume bottle. Why is it really dark right here? I mean, we're definitely in the shade, but... I still wonder if the water eventually drains out from here, because I'm very suspicious how this door seemingly leads just to a moat. Like, you'd think there'd be some sort of, like, grand procession from the main, like, walkway inside. And this water is the same water as it's ever there, so... I wonder if at some point the capital kind of drains out, revealing more stuff to go on? That would kind of conflict slightly with... like, the sewer. And that, I mean, the sewer's already kind of, like, underneath, so it's not like you could reveal part of the capital that much further down, because it would... well, actually, I mean, I guess the sewer does run more underneath here. So, yeah. I wonder. Continue to look for loot over here. I vaguely recall seeing some big dude guarding something this way previously. Iron cleaver. Fairly large iron cleaver, commonly used by maltreated, misbegotten. Steeped in resentment, these weapons are swung wildly and relentlessly, often after rushing up to foes. Skill, wild strike. Alright. Leaves had me a bit on guard of being snuck up on. There we go. Simple fork grease. Interesting. Like a little statue down there. Feel like with it being a bit hidden, maybe... oh, there's no, like, treasure in front of it, but maybe the guy worshipping at it will drop something? Though it could be like the page that was playing the flute in the Capitol, where it's just like... neat, but not actually anything. Oh, here we go. Somber Smithing Stone 6. Not bad. Alright. Yeah, the fact that they're okay with us summoning someone here. Luckily, our move is keeping all the other people busy. There we go. Take out. Oop. I guess Mimic Me did the job there. Huh. Melee Hall, in regards to, like, all these dudes. I mean, obviously it was the two perfumers and the big guy were what allowed the summon to be summoned. But I don't see any treasure for our effort. I don't think I, like, quickly grabbed anything last time from them. Like, I don't know if I just kind of ran through and grabbed an item when I saw that group previously. It felt like it would have been probably too much of a risk, but maybe I did. Like, looking around to see if there's anything important I'm not seeing here. But, yeah. Oh, well, no, that's just the guy that we killed. Old Fang. But I think we checked this way last time, but again, just in case. Alright, nothing there. We know there's nothing underneath this lift, because I remember us looking last time to see if there was maybe a way around the block door. Oh, and I do recall that there was 3 regular guard students up ahead, which I'm curious if they count as humanoid. Because regular, like, soldiers seem to have the human player character model, so in theory, I should be able to grab them. Though historically, they've not really been susceptible to frenzy, though, unlike actual, like, humans. Oh. I really wanted to grab him and have him look into my eyes. There we go. Get some health back there. Ooh, alright. Capital outskirts. The main thing. Is pulling this guy without pulling the other guy too. Drink, and then here we are. Good old fisticuffs. So let's make sure there's not like an archer on each side. Don't want to start wailing on this guy and get attacked in the back. I do love just being able to punch those guys when they're in a corner so much, for how much trouble they give me otherwise. Just keep them pinned down. Invigorating white cured meat. And I hear a scarab. Ah, there it is, okay. Wait. Make sure I have the shield at the ready, and make sure we're not walking into a trap. I want to make sure there's no like, archers on the side here. There we go. What the? Alright, Somber Smoothing Zone 6. Did not expect it to suddenly turn giant like that. And I wonder, had we killed it faster, if it would have dropped something else? Probably not. I don't think by failing to kill it, like, the Somber Smoothing Zone 6 is like a failure give me. It's like, you let it grow. Ah, that's probably the Eastern Divine Tower. Okay. Should be Spot of Grace coming up, right? Thought I heard another scarab, but guess not. Oh, an elevator. Ah, okay, so the elevator probably goes down, and this goes to the Divine Tower. Well, we'll go to the Divine Tower afterwards, because I don't see a Spot of Grace here. But maybe it's like down below as you're about to kind of like set foot out back into normal terrain. So keeping an eye on any... Oop! Jump off point! Why does that potential Grace wave look red? I'm going to assume that it's because of the lighting. Whew. Official's attire. Should probably have read this before opening the door, but grubby blue robe worn by magistrate. Wow, I'm just going very slow there. Grubby blue robe worn by magisterial officials to carry out the grim task. Surveillance, executions, gruesome rituals. The darkest duties drive the wheels of mankind. Make sure we don't get ambushed. Blade of Culling. Dagger given to one who set out on a journey to fulfill her duty long ago. The power of its former owner, the Kindling maiden, is still apparent. The one who walks alongside flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. Unique skill, Blade of Gold. Leap into the air, charging the armament with golden flames that are then shot out at the enemy as a single blade-like projectile. Inflicts holy damage. Also, the Kindling Maiden. I don't think we've seen that name before. But I mean, who walks alongside flame, destined death? Also, we should probably use shackles. Ah, alright, not seeing anything. Kind of doubt we can bust open the window, but you never know. Trying to see if it's like somewhat transparent? But alright. Like, it looks a bit transparent, maybe. But still can't really tell what's beyond it, though. Can I survive this drop? Alright, cool. And I guess this also doubles on us kind of checking the bottom of the elevator platform here to make sure there's no secret. Which I don't see one, so we're going to retract the elevator from when we need to go back up to the Divine Tower. Why am I glowing? Why do I have pickled foot effect currently on? I don't recall having using a pickled flower foot. Oh. Okay, so the red stuff's not grace, but here is a spot of grace. The Forbidden Lands. Now the classic Dark Souls question, is it snow or is it ash? And okay, so we got this, Forbidden Lands. Okay, it looks like a pretty straightforward road. Obelisk there, and obelisk there for map purposes. But let's quickly go back up to the Divine Tower. As I also kind of check the left and right here of the door for any treasure. Okay, not seeing any. Oop. Oop, nope, okay, I see one. Before I forget. Okay, drawstring fire grease. It's like, all these items and I use so few of them, if any. Okay, yeah, not seeing anyone on that side. I know I already checked it, but since that particular treasure was a bit beyond, like, the little balcony, thought it would be good to check. Kinda figure Shackles had revealed any secrets down here with these statues, but always good to double check. So we checked on the office. I do wonder now if something on the other side, maybe? Alright, not seeing it. Okay, last time we crossed the new Divine Bridge, we had to fight a God Slayer. I'm curious if that's gonna be a thing again or not. Ooh. I don't trust this one bit. It's either basically the Black Knives or the God Slayers, and if it's the Black Knives, they might be invisible, so Sentry Torch. Hell Twin. Well, I still have the chance to summon something. There we go. One down. Wonder why it's these guys here. Neither Black Knives nor God Slayers. Unless they're all in the same team somehow. Omen, Killer, Rolo. Okay, so we did teleport forward. I wonder if the twins was maybe in reference to Morgott and Mog. It's like, those are kind of like the two big omens that we've like seen in the game, and I have wondered if they're related somehow. Divine Tower of East Altus Gate. Okay, this should open. Alright, now if I recall correctly, the one that we're cashing in is... Actually, I think it's both Morgott and Mog's ruin, so yeah. So I wonder if the twins were in reference to those two. That said, I mean, those particular omens were a lot smaller. Up and up we go. So cloudy. Also, I should, while I remember, read Omen Killer Rollo. Spirit of Rollo, known as the first Omen Killer, once a famous perfumer. Oh, Rollo embodied a physique to rid himself of emotion, thus enabling him to enact his nightmarish labor, hunting the Omen. That said, I don't recall the Omen Killers seemingly having that need of moves. But, I mean, I think some of the Omen Killers I have just kind of thrown many spears at. Alright, touch grace. Yeah, 2 runes for the 2 that we have. Alright, yeah, so gate, and then the actual Divine Tower itself. Alright. Part of me is like, is this a... if you choose one, you don't get the other situation? Probably not, but just in case, we're going to go with Mog's first. So, restore the power of the Great Rune. Mog's Great Rune. And then... Morgott's Great Rune. Okay, grants a blessing of blood to phantoms, and greatly raises maximum HP. A rune of the Shard-Bearer Morgott. Its blessing greatly raises maximum HP. This great rune is the anchor ring that houses the base and provides 2 things. That the Omen, or proves 2 things. That the Omen King was born of the Golden Lineage, and that he was indeed the Lord of Lyndell. And then a great rune of the Shard-Bearer Mog. Its blessing grants a blessing of blood to summon phantoms, and imparts a phantom great rune upon successful invasion. Mog and Morgott are twin brothers, there we go, and their great runes are naturally similar, but Mog's rune is soaked in accursed blood from his devout love for the wretched mire that he was born into far below the earth. Okay, so yeah, the twins must have been in reference then to the, like, the twins down there were kind of symbolic. Like, I think there were actual omens and whatnot, but like, you know, they were placed there to represent Morgott and Mog. That's our second pair of big name twins in the game. Given that when we got to the throne, he mentioned that basically Miquella and Melina were twins. Alright, we're gonna go back down, mainly because since the bridge teleported us, I don't trust the bridge not to have treasure between where we started entering the bridge from to where we got teleported to. Like, somewhere between there, I would not be surprised if there's some items to pick up. I mean, there might not be that special of items, but items are items. And you never know. Maybe it'll be a weapon or a spell or something. Just because it's unlikely doesn't mean it's impossible. Alright. If there's going to be anything, it's going to be in these like little side platform areas. Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Also, I do wonder if Omen Killers only kill Omens that are like, go rogue? Because, I mean, obviously Morgott, based on that rune description and based on who he was, like, was the legitimate king. Is that just the guardsman, or is that someone else? It's hard to tell, but it looks more important than just a guardsman. So it could just be the guardsman without his torch out. Oh, there it goes. But I assume as we get closer, he'll start patrolling? Huh, a bit surprised no treasure. And yeah, the mysterious, like, rare find up went away. Alright, we're gonna go back down the elevator rather than warping, because I am wanting to keep an eye on any additional secret rooms. I don't think there are, but... And then I also want to try... It's like, kind of hugging the statues to make sure that there wasn't an effect of the statues that suddenly gave the pickled foul-foot ability. Or effect. Alright, doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, maybe it was just like finding the room or something. But alright, it's been a long while. We can finally summon Torrent again. No more capital. Now the question is, though, why are the Forbidden Lands forbidden? It seems like a pretty straightforward road, but... Oop. Come on. Huh. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot more of them. The question is, do we run on by, or maybe is there treasure they're guarding? It is fascinating that they have beast cleric abilities. Like, are they considered beastmen? Are they part of the church, as it were? Don't mind if I do. Go to room 7. There we go. There's definitely a few things through the fog. Okay, so whatever that giant bulbous thing is, it's not in the direction we're supposed to go to. Because, yeah, that's the direction of the road. I mean, thankfully these guys are kind of nothing compared to the little dudes in Dragonborough. Although, speaking of the little dudes in the Dragonborough, no reason we can't walk around and stab these guys in the back. Alright. There we go. Okay. Giant skull that's pulsating with life. I do wonder if as we go towards the giants, if we're going to learn more about... Because in my head, giants were like Iji. But I wonder if giants are like a whole different other race that kind of left these skulls behind in Khalid and here. And obviously with being skulls, one can't help but think of destined death and all. I gotta be a bit careful parkouring around here in case anything slides off into a death pit. Okay. Still a bit sad so far there's been a dungeon that, like, you go into via giant skull mouth. It's classic that basically giant ominous doors are at the center of open skeleton mouths. Yeah, here we go. The item I spotted from afar. Alright, dragon wound grease. And again, mainly just checking here. I can imagine if there was going to be any additional treasure, it'd be like behind the skull, but I don't see a way to actually get behind the skull. Despite there obviously being flat terrain behind it. I mean, not like extended flat terrain, just like a tiny bit of flat terrain, but flat terrain nonetheless that treasure could be put upon. It's everybody's favorite butterfly of death. Of course. There we go. Alright, now I can finally... Oh, I think with Lord's Aid. And then Beast Vitality. Try to conserve our flask a bit here. Despite the fact I know I can ride Torrent, it's kind of like just in case of treasure. We're kind of taking things slow, because there's only a single path. How do I get up on this thing? Here we go. Or, Actually, speaking of Torrent, double jump. There we go. Alright, got a, Tremendous Lily. Damn it. There we go. I don't trust how narrow the passageway is getting here. Might as well take out this guy from a distance. There we go. I think... Oh. There we go. Just to guarantee jumping over that gap. I do remember them, like, inflicting me with that burning effect before, but in hindsight, what element is that? Because it looks a bit darker than Blood Flame, but it looks a bit more red than Black Flame. Okay, wait, huh? I heard Scarab jingling, and it sounded like it was coming from ahead, but, Oh. Okay, now it's staying consistent. Alright, so that's for health. Although, reminds me. And just in case if it's not actually health but something else, we're gonna try and pop it from a distance. Okay, so that was basically just health. Suddenly many. And take out this guy here. Alright, I'm assuming after the health one that this one's probably going to be a mana one. Ooh, no, it's not. Okay. It appears to be just another health one. Dang, honestly. Sorry, there's a mana one. Okay. Now what are all these arcs all about here? Like, treasure? Maybe a dungeon? And nothing. It's a very mysterious, straightforward path, I must say. Okay, we actually do need the mana, though. Which, because if it is going to top us off here, we might as well. Drink. There we go. Even if I don't like the fact that it actually hit us before it fell. Slap out another taste of vitality. Okay, we have another skull. Skull with hat. Alright, first take out this guy. We know that makes noise. See if any of his friends come out of the woodwork. Seemingly not. Golden seed. There we go, golden seed. And I did see some treasure over, I think, this way. Yeah, something stuck in the giant's teeth. I like jumping. There we go. Alright, Somber Smithing Stone 7. I want to say in hindsight I should have jumped in the other giant's mouth, but I don't think it was possible. I think it had more of a closed mouth than... or either closed mouth or like a different angled mouth in general. Alright, given there is 2 mana ones, I'm assuming this jingling we're hearing here is going to be another mana. Yeah, appears to be the case. Alright, hello mana. Hello health. Don't need either of you two. But your existence makes me wonder if I'm not walking into a boss fight. And maybe get Black Knife at the ready. That is the summon and not... Hey look, it's Dick of Morgott. Totally not walking into a boss fight. But yeah. The summon, not the weapon for the Black Knife. I was just slightly distracted after seeing proof of highly likely boss fight. Nope. And there's the summoning sign. We're basically at... yeah, okay, we're at the lift. Black Knife Kindred. Ah, one of these. Alright. Alright, we're gonna need some range here. It's like Black Knife, I'm gonna need you to draw some aggro if I am to assist here. There we go. There we go. Enemy failed. Gargoyle's Black Blade and Gargoyle's Black Axe. So it looks like instead of corpse wax, it's something else that's fusing these things together. Bronze Twin Blade, wielded by valiant gargoyles, mend it with blackened corpse wax. Alright, fair enough. Deals holy damage. Such is the mark of those who serve Malekith, the Black Blade. And Bronze Great Axe, wielded by valiant gargoyles, mend it with blackened corpse wax. Deals holy damage. And such is still the mark of those who serve Malekith, the Black Blade. Kinda glad we didn't have to repeat that boss fight given the... No, I guess basically with the stake marker nearby, it wouldn't have been that much of a run. Alright, I mean, they're guarding something. Freezing Grease. I'm still wondering if this is snow or ash. I'm leaning towards snow because, thinking on it, Ranni basically did encounter the witch that got her freezing powers, like in a freezing forest or something like that, which maybe was like around here? Kind of curious if like other gargoyle statues, but this looks to be pretty similar to the previous Great Lift, the one of Dectus. Which actually, which one is this one called again? Rolled, okay. Just checking both sides for treasure before we take the lift up. Alright, not seeing anything. Gonna take a quick peek over here. Maybe treasure on top? Or the butterflies? Thought I had heard something beyond the butterflies, but maybe it was this torrent hitting the snow in a unique way. Alright, check the other side here, since the butterflies seem to indicate it looks like stuff can be here. Not seeing it. Okay, I'm glad I didn't get off closer there and throw myself off by accident. Lost Grace discovered. Which I assume it's going to be called Grand Lift Objectives, or rolled, yep. Hello, finger reader.
You, please, I can read them. Your fingers, please, your fingers.
Show hands.
Turn back. Ahead lies the land of the giant's flame, and the way forth is forbidden. Hear me. The burning of the Erd tree is the first cardinal sin. Doing so will unbind destined death and slay the world itself. Who would dare put you up to such a task? Most certainly not the fingers.
I mean, depends on which fingers you mean. Also, okay, so... My kind of guess so far was that the last boss might be like Marika, in the same way that Gwen was for Dark Souls 1. But I wonder if it's not like Malakath now. Like, tree gets burnt and Malakath is like unsealed or something? Before we hoist medallion, let's just kind of see if anything on the other side here, because I'm assuming it's going to be another cutscene lift. I mean, there's a random skull over there. Not even glowing though, so I don't think it'd be anything valuable. Alright, hoist medallion. I was thinking, it's like, I wonder basically how you would access the tablet without your maiden lady. But I was like, oh yeah, you kind of have to meet the maiden lady because otherwise you can't level up. And I don't think people who haven't leveled up at all in the game would be able to take down Morgott. And I don't think basically you can also meet her and not get teleported to the Round Table Hold, because otherwise it's also like, you can't even upgrade your weapons either. Is the exit behind me? Nope. I do love large, snowy mountains. I have kind of this like nice ambient, ominous music. Oh, okay. It goes downward. I was just like, it's all I see is clouds. I do like the moon in the sky past that rock. What is that thing in the distance? Oh, it's a walking mausoleum. Alright, nice. Mountaintop of the Giants. Okay, it looks like to get over there, you have to kind of like probably go further up and there'll be a path down. So a bit surprised there's not a spot of grace like right here, but you know, I think it was true for the other grand lift, so not too shocking. Okay. Now that we're actually up here. Oh, okay. Obelisk up ahead for the map. Hello, ghost deer. Oh, and there's some grace. Mountaintop of the Giants, west. Huh, I thought this might be like east, honestly. Alright. Map, Mountaintops of the Giants, west. Marching ground during the war against the Giants, they carved winding paths in the cliff walls right up to the summit, leading to the untrodden, snow-laden region beyond. They being the Giants, or they who waged war against the Giants? A new map has been found. Mountaintop of the Giants, west. Okay, that's like a very small sliver there. But okay, so there's our target. I guess you have to wrap all the way around to get to that other obelisk. I see someone next to the grace site. What? You're dead.
Finally, we meet the Tarnished, who would be Lord. Oh my. Why the long face? I fear that you were previously acquainted with this vessel. Well, that is most unfortunate. For he is dead. As for his flesh, he gave it to me. Shabriri. I hope you can make your peace with that.
The Shabiri?
You were about to sacrifice something precious, the life of a fair maiden, that you would toss into the fiery forge, only so that you may be lord. What a horrible thing to ponder. Your ascendancy requires her sacrifice, whether she wishes it or not. But how would the Lord, crowned so, be looked upon?
Boy, I really want to join the Three Fingers right now and then come back to him being like, I'm a big fan of your scream, my good sir.
Chosen tarnished and would-be lord, dare to tread the path of true rigor, spare the poor girl, and singe your own flesh in her stead. If you are prepared to show resolve and attain lordship through righteous hardship, then heed the words of I, Shabriri. Chosen tarnished, descend and seek audience with the Three Fingers and the flame of frenzy. If you inherit the flame of frenzy, your flesh will serve as kindling, and the girl can be spared, setting you on the righteous path of lordship, the path of the Lord of Chaos. Burn the Erd Tree to the ground and incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world. May chaos take the world.
I'll admit, I accidentally skipped the very beginning there because it sounded like it was just repeat dialogue again, but then he suddenly brought up Three Fingers and I had to go, oh.
Chosen tarnished and would-be lord, descend into the depths far below the Erd Tree capital. Seek audience with the Three Fingers and the flame of frenzy. Burn the Erd Tree to the ground and incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world. May chaos take the world. Chosen tarnished.
Okay, so we had like one long line of dialogue, now it's like two separate ones. But I do love me getting some more Three Finger lore here. Also, we're sitting on a lot of ruins right now, so we can talk to Melina.
There is something I'd like to say. My purpose was given to me by my mother, but now I act of my own volition. I have set my heart upon the world that I would have, regardless of my mother's designs. I won't allow anyone to speak ill of that, not even you.
Okay, I don't know why the random threat thrown out there.
Shall I turn your runes to strength? Let my hand rest upon you. For but a moment, share them with me. Your thoughts, your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
In hindsight, I wonder if she would take the ability to level up away for siding with the Three Fingers, given she was very adamant with 3 different warnings about don't join them when I was down below the capital. Are you gonna be the same, or gonna say anything different now that I talk to my maiden?
Burn the Erd Tree to the ground and incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world. May chaos take the world.
Ah, man, they're making sense. It's kind of a crap sack world. So why not burn it to the ground? The same more ruins. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, so the path up ahead basically would still lead to our target. That said, ruins means basements. Oop. Alright, we got a gravity man here. Gonna start dodging. Gonna up my power. There we go. Oh. I was hoping on examining his body to see, because like he looked like a gravity guy, but he was using no gravity stuff. Alright, more fire blossom. And we should use the shackle to make sure no hidden secrets stay hidden. Da-da-da-dang. Oh, another. Oh, two of them. Alright. Yeah, probably best to have a summon here. One of them was fine. Two of them, though... There we go. There, knock him down. Black Knife distracts. I do range assistance. I hear something behind me. Fuck, why are you joining in the fight? I usually try to avoid damaging the wildlife, but rhymed Roa. Found in frigid highlands, which are used for crafting items. A berry-like fruit, thought to be the original strain of Roa, which are used for crafting items found in frigid highlands. This hardy species takes root even when frozen solid. I somewhat doubt that, given that if it's frozen solid, it wouldn't really fall to the ground and decay. Oh, okay, so that's another one of these dudes. Dang it. I was animation locked. I feel like Mimic might be a better summon to explore the ruins with. Alright, Rhyme Varroa, Fire Blossom. Alright, where are you, my slime? Also, turn on the lantern. Going to try just good old-fashioned fisticuffs here. Slime. Where are you at? There you are. off. There we go. Yeah, I think basically maybe double spears is better. But there we go. Applied heal over time on Mimic tier, I think. Yep. Me and me, exploring the ruins. Alright, pull. Glad the other guy didn't join in there. It's like I'm gonna trust heal over time for right now. Come on, other dude. Don't be hiding. Do wonder basically like who these guys are. I'm gonna hope that they drop an item over there so you can get that information. Because they're more humanoid than the stone like alabaster and onyx lords with gravity. I need my ruins back. Ouch. Careful here since we've lost the Mimic. I'd prefer this guy to come up. Yeah, these guys definitely hit pretty strong. Uh-oh. There we go. Alright, we should probably slap Bestial Vitality back on. Oh, out of mana. Actually wonder if range attacks, like, maybe not range, but like medium range, like the Black Fireball might not be better against these guys. And like long range they dodge, and short range, they're able to kind of like do some of their own stuff. Okay, there's Zaymore Ice Storm. There's that basement we're looking for. Man, thankfully these guys are dropping some pretty healthy amount of ruins, though. Okay, so that's the guy that's patrolling. It's like need to close the range a bit here. There. These guys. I do wonder what their deal is. Maybe they're the Zamor of Zamor Ice Storm? Alright. It's like, ideally, we can try to just get our runes back here. And I guess also of the Zamor runes as well. I'm just double checking here. Ice sorcery of the town of Zamor for a Zamor ice storm. Strike the ground with the staff to create a freezing tornado, charging enhances potency. Cloaked in icy tempest, the Knights of Zamor have challenged the fire giants since ancient times. And alright, these hawks aren't chill. Alright, flight pinion. Sliver of meat. And should go ahead and put on another piece of vitality. And get Scouring Black Flame ready again. I do wonder which summon is best to try and take these guys out. It's like, might be best if to kind of try and sneak on by. I'll to a degree, I do need my runes back. A Kindred of Rot is tempting. If a Kindred of Rot's like a little web attack, does tend to pull aggro pretty handily. Like, I'm pretty certain it counts as like a multi-hit attack, which really tends to tick off enemies. So, Lantern. Treasure. Ayy. Smithing Stone Minor Spell Bearing 3, which gives us access to Smithing Stone 5 and 6. Nice. I think that allows the upgrade of quite a few different things. Also gonna try and sneak into here just in case. Alright, just Rhymed Roa. Part of me is a bit curious if there's anything else here in this town or not. Ooh. Oh wait, no, that's the lift. I forgot I have not moved that far from where the lift is. Okay. Now the question is that the only basement in town, or is there potentially another one? Like, I'm tempted almost just, like, hop on Torrent and quickly ride through the town. But if we get knocked off the horse while doing that, it's not going to be fun. But I think it's worth the gamble. Run on by, double check over here. Okay, we've already been there. Keep just dodging all the whole ice breaths. Okay, nothing here, although... Arteria leaf. I could see potential parkour secrets. But not seeing any from a distance, at least. Up I hear jingling. Want to make sure that the birds don't push me off the cliff. I mean, it should be safe to at least check up here. Alright, flag pinion. Oh, there's going to be a crypt nearby. Should probably slap another booster vitality on. It's like I kind of want to be a bit closer here. Ooh, another Arteria leaf. Ooh, Somber Smithing Stone 7. I mean, I like Smithing Stone, but I really was hoping for some sort of Frost Ash of War. Huh, this path actually doesn't as naturally connect as I thought it would. Excellent. Like, I figured I couldn't backstab the bird, but I can at least just do a heavy attack. Guide and Gatekeeper for those returning to the roots. Okay, so it's up there. A lot of nascent butterflies up here. I don't know, basically, if that's intentional or not, though. Like, symbolic? Because, wait, like, in my head they represent death. Yeah, and I guess, basically, I mean, they say exceedingly rare to find. And, I mean, it seems more about life than death, though, how they describe it. Oop. There we go. Interesting, so unlike... Oh, I was doing a heavy attack, that's why that's different. It's just like, why is this not the swing upward? Potential secret if I go this way? No. Yeah, I see us very slowly coming up on time for today, but right now the current goal thinking is we at least take out the Volcano Manor target and go over to the Volcano Manor, and like that's where we'll kind of like leave off. Alright, Smolder Butterfly. Which way? Okay. Should be a crypt somewhere around here. Whoa, hello. Don't think it's worth topping off. Or try to maybe stay off of Torrent for a bit, since it's hard to take care of the birds when we get taken by surprise. Okay, it's pointing straight up. Maybe it's like... Yeah, I think if we go to the bridge and then like go down from the bridge. Oh, it's flame dudes that we generally associate with, well, I was thinking Radon, but in hindsight, actually, the flame dudes don't show up with Radon? What was that one giant weapon that we got that was, like, of the flame Praetor, or however they called it. Weapons. I know that's key material. That's the war. Where is that giant red hammer? There it is. Yeah, the fire monks. Weapons of the prelates. Which, I mean, I guess maybe connected back to what Riker used to be, because I think he's a Praetor. Okay, so that doesn't aggro all of them. And here we are. Let's see what's in this crypt. The Giant's Mountaintop Catacombs. Right off the bat, all these gargoyle statues. Ooh, the beast-eye quivers. Excellent. How many ruins we're sitting on? Is that enough to level up? 13,000 short. Think might be good to bust open some ruins here. Okay, 13,000. Maybe use 2 of these. Oh, should be about 1,000 short, right? 300, alright. Or maybe just like under 300, so I think if we crack open 2 Greater Ruin 1s, we should be good. Alright, go for that level up. And yeah, more health. Current rough thinking is get at least Vigor, Mind, Endurance all up to 30. Alright, cool. Now we can be a bit more reckless here going into the dungeon. Do not like the cat statues. I'm surprised that the initial power block didn't actually keep expecting these cat statues to suddenly like slam down their gavel on my head. There we go. That said, beast-eye quivering. Okay, Graveglow for 7. I keep expecting it to be undead. But I think there was a previous crypt that was like that, where it ended up not being undead. There it is. That's like, I hear a gargoyle man. I do like how when they're blocked, they very, very openly stagger for a bit. Alright, another forked hatchet. We have so many forked hatchets. Elevator going down. Though I'm also going to use Shackle to check for any secrets. And that way when we go back as well, there should be potential secrets to be opened. There we go. I always remember these type of like elevator setups. There's always that little balcony up here, but I don't see any secrets. But alright, now that we've gone further down... Oh wow, okay, all that was just a prelude to the beginning of the dungeon. Which now makes me wonder all the more if there is some secret path between the entrance and the elevator. Come on. There, now I can outpace him in throwing. Same with this guy. Alright, smoothing stone 6. Huh. Another elevator. Okay. How far down do I go? Did I miss a side path? Alright, not really. Actually, just because some of these doors are just like open to use, they are locked by some contraption. We've been through 2 like mind game dungeons before of like repeating similar terrain, so it's like making sure that I wasn't being played a fool again. Okay. Although actually, we're being played a fool, we should double check and make sure no secrets under elevators. Alright, don't see any, so summoning the elevator back, so if we have to retreat, we don't run into a pit. Alright, jars. I don't know why I bother checking, but are you going to be a friendly jar? I talk to you? No. But it's also not attacking. Part of me is like, never turn your back to jars, but... I am a bit curious if the jar can even fit down the hall. I don't think he can actually fit. I hear movement. Okay, more jars. Living jar shard, raw meat dumpling. I'm going to use the shackle again, just to make sure. Also running around the corners that are hidden here. Oop. Don't want to fall for the trap. Which appears to be an arrow trap. Alright, we got suicide soldier jars. Trying to think. This should hit them and potentially blow them up, right? There we go. Even if these guys seem peaceful right now, I don't necessarily trust them not to suddenly activate going back. Waiting for the boom. Wait, what? Supposed to go boom. To drink or just to cast? I think to cast. should at least get some mana back by the time we... Ah, no more than 2 of them. Yeah, think drink 1 flask. Oh, I really thought they would start moving. What about the other 2 moved and this one didn't? Arc it a bit downward, a bit upward. That was an embarrassing waste of mana. Okay, so there is time to poke and then get away. Good learning experience. You want to start something? Alright, I think slap another good old beast of vitality on. But why empty room? Oh, no secret. And so far, no undead. Just been... I mean, I guess you could kind of consider the jars undead, maybe? Because they do have dead bodies inside them. Alright, I mean... not exactly a big threat. Arrow trap? Okay. Suspicious, like, little spot there. Who's breaking stuff in here? I do wonder if I'm gonna get snuck up on by these little regular jars. Alright. Let's see. Okay, so I'm in an arrow trap. Okay, ritual pot. Brave Glove Word 7. And raw meat dumpling. Okay, ignore the trap. It's like a drop down, which... will we get attacked right away? That's the big question. Oh, no, okay. Alright, more nascent butterfly. Aha, okay. So this isn't the same above path as before. This is a different one. It's like, I don't trust you not having a lot of friends in the shadows of the little exploding jar. There we go. quickly check from the other angle. Do I see any, Yes, I do. More sparks. There we go. Disarm those guys. Alright, not seeing any treasure. Alright. Huh. Again, I don't buy that, like, they respawned enemies, so this is a new area. Okay, good. Why are you yellow? Oh. Can't tell if that was just an explodey pot or something else. There we go. Brave Glover 8. And more raw meat dumplings and living jar shards. Yeah, basically it's just the, whatever, oh yeah, the Grave Glovewort that we picked up there. Just in case any, whoa, hello. I am very curious where they, that previous elevator went. There we are. And another Bestial Vitality. Also correcting my posture here a bit. There we go. Grave Glovewort 7. I totally forgot about that, but thankfully not punished. I should have probably looked before I leapt, quite literally. Oh. Hey, which? All right. So I need to get. Wait. Am I where I was? I think so. Dodge that. A bit surprised not a better treasure. But okay, this is where I think it is, and basically elevator is both the way to go, and I was curious about it anyway. Although, again, given that this dungeon has begun the mind games. Yep. Trying to think how I want to deal with oh, really? How much mana do I have left? Oh, okay. go. Alright, living jar shard, roll me dumpling. Wonder... Okay, so, like, it connects to somewhere. Okay, cool. I think. So here's the lever that we need. Somewhere, a heavy door is opened. Okay, not seeing... Oh. I must have missed that guy just sitting there with the treasure. I was so distracted by those living jars. Go to room 10. Okay. Drop down. Okay. No special enemies hiding in the wings, as it were. So no explodey jars. Only tiny regular jars. Wait. Which was the way that connected from... Yeah, if I got pushed off by the jar, where'd I have dropped? Am I back at the beginning? I don't know. I left some jars alive, and in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have done that knowing what I know now. Alright. Leave that be. This gonna have explodey jars? No. Okay. So I think this is the very... Boy. The beginning? I feel like we went further down than we did up, though. But it makes sense that usually when you hit the lever that you're then near the part that should go where it should go. Just double checking. Okay. So that's an actual one. And call back. Cool. We're about where I thought we'd be at time, so everything's all good there. Like I said, the main goal for today is take down that last target, get back to Volcano Manor, accept our accolades, and then prep for next time going through Volcano Manor. Then after Volcano Manor, we join up with the Three Fingers, kind of see where that path will take us. Hopefully get some goodies along the way, and continue through the rest of the game. Yeah, okay, we've definitely been here. Well, alright, Volcano Manor, Three Fingers, DLC, which is not technically the rest of the game, but it is the rest of the game. Alright, root resin. Alright, how are our supplies looking? Pretty good. Hopefully it's not a ranged enemy who will just like smack me for summoning a mimic tier. Alright, giant worm. Alright, all straight a tree spirit. Making sure it doesn't have a unique name or anything. Coming. There we go. Golden Seed, and Glovewort Picker Spell Bearing 2. I say, and some Death Root, right? There we go, Death Root. I'm assuming, yep, Grave Glovewort 456. Excellent. So Grave Glovewort is now on par with the Ghost Glovewort. In terms of what we can actually like max upgrade. And I'm trying to recall basically the description here. So Deathroot, a source that gives rise to those who live in death. So it gives rise to the undead. Okay. The beast clergyman found a bestial sanctum in the distant east, collects and devours these roots. On the night of the dire plot, the stolen rune of death enabled the first death of a demigod. Later, the rune of death spread across the lands between through the underground roots of the great tree, sprouting in the form of Deathroot. Okay. So that basically, yeah, Prince of Death sitting on a throne in the roots of the Erd tree, kind of is spreading this like new like Deathroot everywhere. Alright, back to the entrance. And actually check how much runes that we got from that boss there. Because if we can level up, we'll just kind of turn around here. Can't quite level up yet. Argument could be made at a splurging to level, but I think we can get a bit more. I mean, like, these guys are essentially just sitting free runes right now. So I keep wondering if there's going to be a boss or something for this very ominous, narrow passageway. Okay. A bit under 1,000. Hey, he's doing the fire preserve ammo that we have. I don't trust these guys not to join in any possible battle with the big guy. Ooh, Briars of Punishment. Okay, big guy's on the move. Back. I want to say cool whip, but I feel like this guy, like, if I get his whip, my whip's gonna be much shorter. Alright, props to like lighting in a flame though. Pretty cool. Aw, I didn't get his whip. Just because I thought it would be smaller didn't mean I didn't want it. And let's see, if I kill this last guy, does my Kindred of Rot dissipate? Or is there something else that's kind of allowing for the Kindred of Rot to be here? Watering Butterfly. Man, it could be the guys up above, but I'm wondering if I get too far away, if Kindred Rot might despawn, and then there's like a boss? Actually, now think about it, speaking of bosses. Okay, we're teleporting back up did replenish our flask. I always forget if that's the case or not. Alright, Kindred is still sticking around. I'm not gonna risk falling to my death there. Okay, cool. Alright. Bug Boy is still here. So does that mean if I try crossing this bridge, I'm gonna get accosted by some sort of big ol' dragon flanking it or something like that? On the off chance that does occur. Okay. So it's proximity based only, so... That said though, I could have sworn previous proximity based ones would still dissipate when all enemies in an area were defeated. Really hoping there's a spot of grace at the end of this little bridge here. Alright, lost Ashes of War, and Smoldering Butterfly. I'm a bit curious exactly if there's not like a slight exit from this bridge to go downward, but... Oof. Just not a fan of falling in a narrow bridge. Glad I was given a warning shot. Alright, we're a bit tall of a target with a torrent out. But alright, now we need to... Alright, drawstring holy grease. Rainbow stones. Oh, surprise! Actually killed us. I was trying to get to that cover in time. Oh, stick of Marika though. So is this just the other side of the bridge? And if so, we can take out the archer and then go get our runes back. Okay, no. It did not put me... Oh, no. Okay, big guy's back. You know what? I'm just gonna run past him. Hopefully not punished. I don't expect any giant, massive fireball suddenly to pursue me from behind here. Like, just keep running. Don't look back. Yeah, but I see the giant preparing. Okay, this time we are going to stay on Torrent. Oh boy. Alright, go to Ruin 7. Okay, good. That plan of mine actually worked. Whew. Alright, have my pike at the ready. Time to punish this guy. There we go. Huh? There we are. tiny bit here. It's like not going to get too greedy. Weapon or no weapon. Great arrow and smithing stone 6. Now this side of the bridge, do we get some grace? Okay, golden ring 13. Yeah, the big thing is I don't really see the proper path here to our target. Ooh. I'm gonna want that. Smithing stone 8. Boo. It makes sense that they kind of front load a lot of the Ashes of War, but I kind of wish that there was still like a trickle of some additional ones. I do love my Ashes of War, after all. So maybe the game kind of figures that, like, by this point, more folk are probably using, like, unique boss weapons, or using Somber Smithing Stone? I feel like the most obvious strategy, though, is that you should use a mixture of boss weapons and non-boss weapons, so that way you can kind of upgrade both without harming the ability to upgrade the other. Hey, Trina's a Lily. Making sure there's, like, no other path here I'm not seeing. Well, path and or treasure. We go over here. I am enjoying the ambient soundtrack here. Brings like very kind of like vague, distant memories of the old original Donkey Kong Country 1, like the snow blizzard song, where it kind of like has that ominous like a blizzard's coming feeling. Man, such a good song. I mean, Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, like in general, kind of one of the all-time great soundtracks. Everyone knows aquatic ambience. It's always funny though. Back in the day, like when all those games were new, obviously Donkey Kong Country games like 1 and 2 got their adornment for that stuff. But back then, you'd always bring up basically Sonic 3 Ice Cap Zone as well, and yet don't really hear people mentioning that anymore. Though I think, from what I recall, some of that stuff was kind of cut from like the most recent port of Sonic 3 and older games. Hello, friend. How's the arm working?
To think we'd meet in such a place. What could your purpose possibly... No. I know well enough who you are. And what I know is good enough for me. Call upon me again, in battle, should you have the need. I'm searching for a fort to the north of the ruins. I heard the master of the fort was given a medallion that allowed him to visit the Halig tree. Indeed, I believe that is where Melina will be found. The Halig tree is hidden somewhere in these northern lands.
I mean, we know our archer girl's looking for some promised land, and we have medallions that would let us in there.
I'm searching for a fort to the north of the ruins. I heard the master of the fort was given a medallion that allowed him to visit the Halig tree.
I mean, I wonder if that's the same medallion that we have like completed now that Gideon was trying to get his hands on. Alright, let's go ahead and... I was gonna say level up, but in hindsight we are a tiny bit short. Oh, and she's gone. Oh, some NPCs and their ninja-like ways. Okay, but that's... Oh, yeah, actually, we didn't read the description here. Wounds caster to unleash Trail of Bloodthorns. Briars of Punishment, an aberrant sorcery discovered by exiled criminals. Theirs are the sorceries most reviled by the Academy. Wounds the caster with Thorns of Punishment, sending a trail of bloodthorns running over the ground to impale enemies from below. This sorcery can be cast repeatedly. The guilty, their eyes gouged by thorns, live in eternal darkness. There, they discovered the Blood Star. Which, I wonder if this is a type of thorn sorcery, like one of our, like, gears that we can equip, says it increases the potency of thorn sorceries. So yeah, this is probably like one of them. Interesting. 21 faith! Oh! A sorcery that requires faith. I mean, honestly, that kind of makes me intrigued about swapping out Century's Torch. I mean, obviously. But swapping out basically whatever is in this slot. There we go. That's a better way to put it. With the Sorcery Catalyst, and we can kind of like use a few things there. What was the Gravity one? Okay, boost Death, get rid of Gravity. Okay, 18 Intelligence. Because this one intrigued me because it can't be strengthened. Which I'm like, that could be pretty good. Makes me curious though, given how many of these are like boost insert sorcery here. I wonder if there's like a thorn sorcery staff that wouldn't have a high int requirement. Very intriguing. But okay, we should actually put a weapon in that hand though. Okay, there's some regular great bow. Where is my God Skin Peeler? Alright, I feel like I'm far too high up here. I guess not. I guess basically the twin blades are pretty high. Here we are. I'm always a bit sad I can't use Eleanor's pole blade. But yeah, 19 Arcane. Arcane is almost tempting to try and get to 20. Like, there's a part of me that kind of wants to level up all the basic stats to at least 20. To at least kind of have a bit more flexibility. But I'm not totally certain. Oh yeah. And then, alright, so we need about 15,000. We want to level up, which I think we do. I keep wanting to also equip the Regal Omen Briar at some point there. Okay. 15,000. Maybe... Okay, yeah, let's use 2 of these. Alright, I think this should be enough. There we go. Alright, we're closing in on the ability to get to that target. Double check the time to make sure I'm not going crazy with going overboard. That is, overboard on time. Trying to remember what these big guys are called. We have a bow of, like, them. But I can't remember if they're golems or giants. Or golems made by giants to resemble themselves. Oh, no, bows are in its own category. Golem great bow. Okay, so they are golems. Is there any reason to fight this guy? Hello, big guy. Goodbye, big guy. The Harpies are already fighting something. And we're gonna ignore all the beastmen here. Yeah, the bats and the beastmen are fighting. Now what do we have here? Shack of the Lofty, Traveling Maiden's hood, robe, gloves, and boots. Head worn by traveling maidens. Maidens traverse the lands between for different reasons. Some to seek audience with the fingers, others to find the tarnished who they were destined to guide. Okay, now they all have the exact same description. I'm going to assume that this dead, kind of burnt body is not our three-finger maiden. Kind of hoping, like, you know, you've gone too far. Like, don't think it'd be the case. Okay. Now the question is our target above or below? Ha, here we are. I really want to try and get Inescapable Frenzy off, even though I know it's a bit foolish. Invade Juno Hoslo, Knight of Blood's world? Yes. So this must be basically... wasn't it? Devlo? Daslo? Yeah, his brother. Oslo's Oath. I know it's very silly, but I'm like, I really, really want to try and get it off. You died. Returning to your world. I forget, do we respawn at a spot of grace, or do we spawn nearby? Okay, nearby. And we do get to... there's our ruins. I couldn't remember if we get to keep them or not. I'm trying to think of a way I can try to get this off without risking death. Well, actually... use Shadow Bait. Shadow Bait should work, because it's supposed to work on humanoid enemies. And then when he's chasing that thing, we come up from behind and give him a hug. The bait did nothing! Alright, change of strategy. I think as he's doing his like little greetings emote, we just try to grab him then. Alright, Inescapable Frenzy equipped. Okay, so it can't be charged. I just really want to see what this looks like. Oh, so close. Pretty good, though, I gotta say. In theory, you might be able to even, like, just, like, stun lock them. Like, as they're in one frenzy, grab them again and keep doing it. Though I don't know... Does it reposition them around when you grab them from the behind? Because, like... I think after your initial grab, you would want to do it from behind to try and, like... stop them from, like, immediately countering you, like what happened there. And obviously I was playing with fire in terms of, like, my own frenzy got pretty high there. But as long as I have, like, some health, that should be survivable. Oh, cool, because we're in the middle of a grab, basically, like... we actually didn't take damage from actually going insane. Rune Arc, and Furrow Calling Finger Remedy. Nice. Hoslow's Pedal Whip, which thought we already had that, but maybe we had a Pedal Whip but not Hoslow's Pedal Whip. Hoslow's Helm, Armor, Gauntlets, and Greaves. Hoslow's Pedal Whip, Metal Whip formed of razor-sharp chain links that had the appearance of flower petals. The work of art is handed down through generations of the illustrious House Hoslow. High dexterity is required to wield this weapon, but it excels at inflicting devastating blood loss. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. And then Hoslow's Helm, a twin-tailed silver helm decorated with flowery adornments, symbol of the head of the revered House of Hoslow. Juno Hoslow, had a younger brother who is all talk and no trousers. His inability to commit to action was such that Juno inherited the Hoslow legacy without resistance, granting him the freedom to shower his little brother with adoration. Garish silver armor decorated with red embellishments, passed down through the Hoslow family. When Juno Hoslow received the invitation to the Volcano Manor, he discreetly refused. I have already walked many a road drenched in blood, yet never would I consider myself a champion. Okay, and then the greaves and the boots have the exact same description. But there we go. Target taken care of. And let's go ahead and head over back to Volcano Manor. I'm very happy that worked, just like chain grabbing. I kind of wonder if I can do that against those giant red jar champions. I did it!
I see that you stayed the path of champions. This is your usual reward. Please, take it.
Taker's Cameo.
Perhaps you are ready. Might you see our Lord? Our Lord will no doubt welcome you. Another kindred spirit, treading the path of champions.
See the Lord.
Yes. As it should be. Now, close your eyes for a moment. I will transport you to the Lord's chamber. Farewell, then. May your visit be fruitful.
Okay, touch grace. Audience pathway. Alright, so there's no, like, drop down. Is this actually Rykard? It's like preparing all the proper things here. Oh. Serpent Hunter. Is that a weapon? Alright, Serpent Hunter. No requirements to wield. Weapon that serves as both greatsword and spear. Thought to have been used to hunt an immortal great serpent in the distant past, and manifests a long blade of light when facing such creature. When their master's heroic aspirations degenerated into mere greed, his men search for a weapon which they might halt their lord. Unique skill, Great Serpent Hunt. Perform a powerful forward lunge, and then follow up with an upward thrust via additional input. When fighting a Great Serpent, a long blade of light will appear, revealing the armament's true power. And Taker's Cameo. A talisman engraved with a stern likeness of Praetor Rykard, Master of Volcano Manor. Restores HP upon defeating enemies. When Rykard turned to heresy, taking by force became the rule. The gods themselves were no different, after all. Okay. Interesting. Kind of debating on, like, which... No, we're gonna put the Godslayer seal away for now, and put that, the Serpent Hunter thing on. Oh, heavy load. And that's even with my... Yeah, okay. Oh. Alright, what if I also unequip that? My godskin peeler, that is. Alright, cool. Like... Just gearing up here. In case he attacks us right away, but maybe we can talk first. Hail thee, Lord Riker, and God-slaying serpent. There we go. Black knife action. Alright, let's go after a black knife. Does that count as a Riker, or like phase 2 Riker like pops out of the body?
Very well.
Something tells me he's not reaching for the rune to give me. Yep, this looks like a weapon he's pulling out of his mouth.
Join myself and King as remedy. Together we will devour the very god.
Riker, Lord of Blasphemy. Okay, so this still has the upgraded ability. Topping off just in case. Ah, oh, that didn't recoil him. saw a little explosive thing get near me. Ah, like the little, like, homing skulls, alright. When, if ever, do they stop? Alright, cool. Liking how low we are. The random ship damage is definitely not fun though. Reichard's Great Ruin and Remembrance of the Blasphemous. Cool. Nice and relatively easy. Alright, we don't need the Serpent Hunter anymore. Let's see. Like, what did I have here again? Oh, yeah. My Godslayer Seal. And then where's my Godskin Peeler? There we go. Alright, what'd you drop? Eye Surcoat. Brown surcoat draped over chainmail. The insignia emblazoned on the front marks out the wearer as the eyes and ears of Sir Gideon the All-Knowing. Now, why would Reichard have that? Alright, Lost Grace discovered. Now we're looking on runes. Cool. Okay, can't talk to our maiden, but kind of makes sense. Boom. Endurance. Alright. So I took out the big guy, because he attacked us first. So they can't hold it against us. But if I go back to the manor, I wonder if they're going to be surprised to see me. Now think of it. She does have a Crucible Knight for a bodyguard. I should be a bit careful. Hello.
You. It's true then. You've defeated our lord. No. I must thank you. Our lord was yet weak. You have taught us that defeat is not the end. Our lord is immortal, and will one day rise again. Stronger. Until then, I must stay the path and do my part. I will leave the Volcano Manor before long. I suggest you do the same. I will miss these encounters. The champion who walks the tainted path shines all the more. I always was an admirer. This is farewell. Perhaps we will meet again along the path. This is perhaps we will...
Alright. Big guy, you want to talk? No? Wonder if Patches is in there say, I'm just like, what? Gotta find a new home? Maybe Patches goes to the round table.
Now you've gone and killed Rykard. You scheming little doxy. Cripes, you make this nonsense seem, well, less nonsensical. Perhaps a Tarnished will be Elden Lord after all. But for now, this manor is finished. The demigod beast is slain, and Tanith has lost her head. A fine mess. But how else could it end? When Daddy Ambition's head over heels courting Lady Blasphemy. Well, here I am, untethered, once again. Goodbye, my friend. What is it? Oh, come to make a parting donation to Patch's Emporium?
You know me. Let's buy a Grace Mimic.
Cheers for that.
And just double checking to see if he has new dialogue.
What is it? Oh, come to make a...
Alright. There we go.
Cheers for that.
I mean, Tanith didn't, like, I'm assuming he means proverbially? Metaphorically. Metaphorically lost her head.
This is perhaps we.
Alright, gotta just talk to everyone here real quick, and then we'll start wrapping things up. Oh yeah, no. Our maiden lady's in the next room. Where she was. Where'd you go? I mean, definitely take this, though. My thanks. Hello, friend.
So, you killed Rykard. I harbor you no ill will. The strong take. Such is our code. Even he was prepared to meet a wretched end when he first took blasphemy unto his very flesh. But any road, the Volcano Manor is no more, though we may yet fulfill an old promise. We hunted our own kind, and took what was theirs, and with everything in hand, the time has come to rise against the Erd Tree. O greater will, hear my voice. I am the recusant Bernal, inheritor of my brother's will, and you will fall to my blade. We refuse to become your pawns. Consider this fair warning. O greater will, I am the recusant.
Okay. So he's prepping himself to leave. So where's our serpent maid? Maiden? Serpent lass. There we are. Serpent lass. Where is she? Wonder if she's upstairs. Like, I'm hoping she's not, like, randomly dead for no reason. Not that it would be the first time that games like this have killed off an NPC, because it's like, you didn't do their story properly. Now they are dead somewhere. For reasons you will never know. Actually, I guess if you find them, that's, like, more luck than most of the NPCs get. Sometimes you don't even find them. But yeah, I'm not seeing her anywhere. I mean, I do know, so for next time, like, Rykard may be dead, but we still have an entire Volcano Manor to explore. So, like, you know, there's obviously treasure to be found, so... we still need to do that. Serpent Lady. Yeah, but sad that we don't get a proper farewell from her. It's like, her and Patches were... seemingly, like, you know, two of a pair. Actually, wait, does this door open now? Nope, door is blocked shut. Maybe she's hiding behind the doors? Yeah, how very, very strange. Alright, so next time basically will be Volcano Manor, the dungeon. Not basically like, you know, we've already taken out the boss. Cannot be open from this side. And... I mean, I imagine that given other dungeons we've done, that'll probably be the majority of it, but I don't know.
This is perhaps.
Alright, we're gonna go back to Table of Lost Grace. Because we do have basically some bell bearings to hand out. I am a bit curious if, Oh, actually, we should read also the rune stuff we just got from Rykard. Rykard's Great Rune, devoid of any benediction. The Great Rune of the Shard Bear, Rykard, devoid of any benediction. Seek the Vampire of West Althis, which we do have access to, I believe. And Remembrance of Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy, hewn into the Erd Tree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the Finger Reader. Alternatively, it can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. Rykard took the form of a giant serpent that he might devour, grow, and live eternally. I understand. The road of blasphemy is long and perilous. One cannot walk it unprepared to sin. Alright, let's... Okay, Gideon's still just at his, like, little thing. Alright, Awful Bell Bearing. Ichi's Bell Bearing. Smithing Miner's Bell Bearing, 3. And Glovewarp Picker's Bell Bearing, 2. Real quick, we're gonna talk to Gideon here, in addition to the other folk. So, you can't really ask him or call him out or whatever regarding the tabard found on Rykard. Interesting. Alright, let's also see if we haven't gotten any new things from this lady. Alright, so, Equipment of Champions. Anything here? No. And for Rykard's Remembrance, we have the Blasphemous Blade. Sacred Sword of Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy. Remains of the countless heroes he has devoured writhe upon the surface of this blade. Now they share the same blood, bound together as family. Some HP is restored upon defeating an enemy. Unique skill, Taker's Flames. Raise the sacred sword aloft to set it ablaze with blasphemous flames, then bring it down to fire off a forward blast. The flames steal HP from those they touch. Interesting. And Rykard's Rancor. The terrible power of Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy. Summons searing spirits that will leave a trail of delayed explosions in their wake. These spirits manifest from the rancor of heroes who met a violent end. The Lord granted them an audience, whereupon they were welcomed by the Maw of the Great Serpent. And within the Serpent's bowels, they became the Lord's kin. 40 in. Boo. Okay, so not much usable there. Alright, back over here. Go check in with the other folk, and then we will wrap things up here. Gone a bit long, but given that we just got one of the, additional breeder runes, like, that's good. Okay. Is there anyone we want to upgrade? Not currently. I have to be on Jarwhite Puppet, though. I do enjoy him, but we haven't summoned him in a long time now. I had to think about that.
Well, I took you no matter to lay out your arm.
I'm a bit surprised that he hasn't had a progression with his story. Because we overheard him praying that one time, and it's just like, you saw nothing. Okay, yeah, we have up to normal Smithing Stone 6 now, so 7 is still territory that's like a bit beyond. Oh, but yeah. So we can upgrade Godslayer Seal just fine. We should probably do the same thing with Godspin Peeler. Yeah, we definitely have enough for that. Real quick, we're going to talk to Storm Falcon Lady down here.
In this ash, it reminds me of...
Huh, yeah, still nothing with her. I really wonder when she's going to be like, I realize something. I need to go to this destination for this time. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. We're going to buy Smithing Stone 6s, 12 of them, to upgrade the Godskin Peeler. Here we are. Boom. I mean, we haven't used the Godskin Peeler in a while, so I could see this potentially being a waste of runes, but... like, we're also getting to the point where if we are going to use it, it should be upgraded to actually be, like, viable.
Back already, no matter.
Alright, strengthen. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Alright, everything's looking pretty good. Still don't think there's a reason to upgrade the shield at all, if I recall. But I do wonder if I'm, like, missing out on something there. Alright. Think this is all good, so yeah, let's go ahead and wrap things up here for today. Yeah, like I said, not too bad of progress. We completed basically the Volcano Manor plot line. We pushed forward Three Finger Maiden. We've gotten more Three Finger lore, which I did not expect to happen today, because Shabiri showed up. In the body of an old friend, no less, which is slightly disturbing, but the Three Fingers work in mysterious ways, I guess? I'm half tempted to just go right back to the Frenzy thing and be like, hey, can we join you now? But I think we do Volcano Manor. I mean, we're done Volcano Manor the story. If everyone's gone, we'll try and join up with the Three Fingers next time. Well, we'll see how that goes. I do wonder what consequences I'm potentially going to face for doing that. Because other factions don't have their own fingers. But I could see the Round Table Hold finally having enough of my stuff, as it were, being like, alright, you joined literally the other fingers. But maybe they're all part of the Greater Will? Like, we don't know a whole lot, which is one of the reasons that the Three Fingers is kind of interesting. So yeah. So maybe next time, yeah, maybe we do go join the Three Fingers, then do the Volcano Manor dungeon. Because Volcano Manor... Alright, what we'll do next time, we'll go check out Volcano Manor to see if it's empty. If everyone's kind of vacated the premise, then we'll join the Three Fingers, then we'll go back to Volcano Manor, clear it out, and then, like I said, the plan from there is clear that out, do the DLC, and then we continue our march on, like, northward. So, we'll see how all that goes. But alright, we've already gone long enough today as it is, but again, good progress today. So, until next time, later.